Gentlemen, start your engines.
My little table go.
I was
I'm
dumb
only
too
in a
big.
lot of pain.
I was dumb too big, and I nearly fell.
Where my little
Oh, it's over there, but you can hide it right here because only you'll be able to see it.
only I can prevent forest fires.
It's true. Smokey the Bear always told me that. I'm the only one that can prevent forest fires.
No, you told me that.
He told you that? Welcome to Shifting Gears.
We have 5 different gears we're going to go through, 5 different topics we're going to talk about. Let's go ahead and give to the first one.
Shifting right into first gear, talk about the performance of Trackhouse Racing.
Yes.
On Sunday.
They were top 2 for quite a while.
They were 1-2, and if it wasn't for the wreck Daniel Suarez had, I think he probably would have won the race.
Yeah, I thought either him or Ross Chastain was going to win it, for sure.
And of course, we got another Denny Hamlin win, but
You know, whatever.
it is what it is.
It was a good race, so it's whatever.
I guess for Denny Hamlin it'd be good because he got his last crown jewel win that he was needing. So
Yeah.
that's good. But for Trackhouse is what we're talking about. They're just off to a really good start. You know, I came
They
into
are.
this year thinking that they were just going to be underfunded and it wasn't going to do a lot. But I think they've proved me wrong in a big way. And I mean,
I've said it in a video before, but I'm seriously wondering when Daniel Suarez is going to get his first win. I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, obviously he's shown it that he can. He's shown that he can do it, obviously, at any track. So it's just a matter of time.
yeah,
So,
he'll get it. He'll get it before too long. And I think it's probably gonna be before the playoffs.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. So,
Yeah.
so he'll get it done, and it's just great, awesome for Trackhouse because we need a team that's going to step up, and multiple teams that are going to step up and give the teams that have been the head honchos, if you will, for the last decade or two, a run for their money. Then we need some new. Good teams, and so I think Trackhouse and maybe 2311 Racing might get up there.
Might do that, yeah.
But
And then, real quick, to add to that, their announcement of adding a third driver to the
Project 91.
part-time. Yeah.
that'd be really cool. I'm excited to see how that works. I think, especially doing the road courses for people who are really good at road courses,
Yeah.
Kimi Räikkönen is probably the perfect pick to do the first one because he's been in NASCAR
Yeah.
before, and so I think he's going to do pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he's either going to do really good, finish in the top 10,
Or
or
do
he's going to
really
wreck
bad.
out. Or he's going to wreck out.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see how it goes. That's
Yeah.
not till Watkins Glen though, so we
Yeah.
got a ways to go. But yeah, they did really great, and I'm happy for them.
Yep.
So, but yeah. I'm gonna start
All right.
that out.
Fight me! Oh.
I will fight you only on Tuesdays. Crap, today's
Shifting to second gear, the damaged vehicle no, not property. That's not what it says.
Property tax.
Shifting to second gear, the damaged vehicle policy.
Yeah, so we need to talk about this because I don't think they need to change it or get rid of it. I don't think they need to get rid of it. I do think they need to change it.
Yeah.
Because obviously I understand why they rules there.
Glad you're like, I don't think they need to change it. Or get rid of it. Alright,
Like me.
I couldn't stop. I was trying to hold back because you're missing.
I don't think they need to get rid of it, but I do think they need to change it because I understand why the rules are there. They don't want somebody that has a ton of damage out on the track to be a hazard, or they don't want Matt Kenseth person to go behind the wall for hundreds of laps to come out and then just wreck the leader. So I understand why they have it, but Chase Elliott's car,
really frustrating when
Chase Elliott's car, it just needed a little bit more time to be fixed, and I don't quite understand. I'll be quite honest, I don't quite understand what happened. we had a watch party, and so we were talking some of it. So maybe I missed a little bit of an explanation. I don't know, but I don't know if his time ran out, and then while they were still on pit road, or if they didn't meet minimum speed, and because they didn't meet minimum speed.
From what I understood was that he didn't meet minimum speed because it was under caution.
Yeah, see, that's what's confusing.
So when he went back down, the clock continues from where it left off, which I think should be changed because they're under caution. He can't help that he can't reach minimum speed.
I feel like if a caution like that, in that instance, if a caution comes out right away, they should give him some more time or something, or still have that go away, because now they're under another caution, so they should have time to come back to get it. You know what I mean? So I'm confused. But so my thing was, I don't know if they just, the way it sounded is like, I thought they didn't meet minimum speed, and so they're like, oh, you didn't meet minimum speed, you have to park it in their garage. Like, I didn't know they came back down pit road. So I'm like, well, if they're under caution, you can't go full speed. I mean, what are they going to do?
They need to make it more clear. But
and then the same with Bubba Wallace. It was the same way. And now I will say part of that is on the teams, because if it literally was just they ran out of time because they came back down pit road, and I said it at the time because this is what I thought happened. That's dumb on the crew chief. The crew chief has to know what's going on. It has to know the rules, and so leave him out there. I mean, if you knew that was going to happen, leave him out there. And even if if you have to sacrifice a little bit of time, there was 18 cautions in this race. He could have came back and finished good. I mean, he fixed the toe link at Auto Club and came back and nearly won the race before Larson decided to wall him, and so he almost won the race. But anyway, then Bubba Wallace.
It's just dumb because then you make it more clear, which I understand the team needs to understand it. But if the cautions come out and that's the reason they did it, because they couldn't reach minimum speed, he easily could have. Yeah. It's just because the caution was out, which if that's what it was, then that's really dumb and they need to fix that.
Yeah. Something needs to change, but I don't exactly know what yet. That's basically what we're saying. Yeah. So, shifting right into third gear, we need to talk about the big wreck, the highlight wreck everybody's talking about. That's Chris Buescher's flip. And I will say this.
It was awesome.
It was pretty cool. I'm a guy that I love the wrecks as long as the drivers are okay. I love seeing those wrecks, because if you don't see them, then what's the point of watching NASCAR? Because apparently they're too easy to drive if you don't have wrecks like that. So there needs to be some wrecks like that to show everybody, especially the casual fan, that, hey, these things are hard to drive and it is a dangerous sport. Now, I don't like when drivers get hurt, obviously. That, and we need to make sure the safety's there.
Yeah, so glad everybody's okay. Glad he's okay.
Yes.
But it was an awesome.
It was pretty
part
cool.
of the race that you're gonna remember forever.
And I've already seen some people on Twitter and on Facebook, as you always will, because NASCAR fans are never content with anything. They're like, "Oh, that should never happen. That should never ever be. A car should never get on its roof." What's dumb is that you cannot make a car be on the wheels the entire time. They're always is going to find a way to flip.
Like, who would have known that his car would have, like, the wheel would have broke off to catch at that very moment, with sliding through the grass to flip him.
It's a 1 in a million thing. And so you're never ever going to not have flips. That's just part of NASCAR. So NASCAR, and I think they, for the most part, have done this, but fans really need to realize this. Shut up and just enjoy the wreck. He was fine. Nothing needs to change unless there's a safety thing.
If there's an injury, look at it and try to change it.
Otherwise, they're going to be doing so much to the car that the racing isn't going to be so boring. Why even watch it? So just shut up and enjoy it. As my advice to all the fans out there.
There you go. All right, shifting into the fourth gear, the finish.
Yes, the finish was awesome. I will say that of course, is now not by far, I guess. I'll start over. Yes, the finish was great, and it is now the longest race mileage-wise in NASCAR history at 619.5 miles. That is a fact by NASCAR themselves, and it was great. It had 2 overtime finishes. The first finish, which was 2 laps to go, Chase Briscoe was he thought that was his last shot. He tried to get by Kyle Larson and did exactly what he did at Bristol Dirt. And overdrove it.
Also tells you how much his car's on edge, because he just overdrove it just enough and he spun out. But I just want to throw that in there.
And he's got a win already, so he can do that. He can take a little bit of risk, and so I don't mind him doing that. Now he does need to learn how to not spin the car out while doing moves like that. But it was great. That was the first finish, and then they went to the overtime, and 4 wide coming to the white flag.
That's pretty awesome,
And obviously they wrecked, but I would love to see how that would have turned out if it
they
would have
didn't
went
wreck,
green.
yeah.
If they didn't wreck.
I think Austin Dillon had a really good chance.
I think Austin Dillon probably would have won because he had fresh tires, I believe.
Yes, he did.
But Denny Hamlin had the momentum on the bottom, so I think it would have been between them. And so that would have been pretty cool. And then, of course, they wrecked. Another big wild wreck, and of course, after we just saw the big flip, we were like, "Oh no, there's gonna be another one!" Because every time you see one flip, every single wreck, you're just expecting another one.
Yeah.
Especially wrecks like that where they get turned into the wall in front of people. Of course, there wasn't, but it's still a big wreck, hard hits. Luckily, everybody's okay again. But then the last and final finish, the second overtime, Denny Hamlin just did exactly what Daniel Suarez did to Kyle Busch earlier in the race, and Kyle Busch got loose, but he learned from his mistake earlier, didn't spin it out, and won. And it technically had a last lap pass because Kyle Busch led at the white, even though they're side by side. So you have to love races like that.
I say it was a really good race, which we'll get to the race overall or whatever. Thank you.
It was really good.
I really liked the race. It was a really good race, but the finish was really good. I mean, the 4 wide, absolutely love that. Even though the wreck was still cool to see. I mean, they're just all giving their all for that win, and it just means a lot to the driver to win that race. So it's just really awesome to see the finishes for the overtime and everything else. So.
All right, and that brings us right into the final gear. I'm sorry, I had to burp. All right, shifting right into the 5th and final gear that leads us to the race overall. And I want to start off by saying this race needs to stay. This race needs to stay 600 miles. Okay, we always are advocating for shorter races, and I do think a lot of races need to be shorter, but the crown jewels stay the same. I'm not at all... all right, my son's playing upstairs. I'm not at all mad that this race was 5.5 hours long.
No,
just about.
It was a good race,
but because it's a 600-mile race, it's supposed to be the marathon race, and so I'm not upset with that. It needs to be that long all the time, 600 miles, and so it needs to stay that way. But I will say the race overall was great. All right, I'm
gonna give my percentage real quick.
That's what I was gonna raise it.
So my percentage, and I'm gonna be that guy, is 98%, and here's the reason why. Danny Hamlin won. So that's literally the only reason it's not 100%. Now, if anybody besides a couple people would have won, that'd have been 100% for me. I'm really not a big fan of Danny Hamlin. All right, I don't hate him, but I'm just not a big fan, and so 98%. That's the only reason.
It was funny because I thought about giving it a 99% because of that reason, but then got to thinking, for Denny Hamlin fans, that was the last crown jewel that he was waiting for. So I will go ahead and bump it up to 100%. I asked myself the question, why shouldn't I give this 100%? And besides Denny Hamlin winning, I really could not think of a reason. And so this race was a perfect 100% for me all the way through.
It was amazing.
It was not boring at all.
No.
Not one point in the race was I bored and saying, okay, let's get another caution. That's not at all what I was doing. I loved every single second of it.
It was awesome. I really enjoyed, even it's such a long race, but yet I enjoyed literally every second of it, sitting on the couch and just watching it. Watching on a projector screen or whatever. But I enjoyed every second of it.
Big projector screen that's humongous, and watching it, and so it was great. It was just really, really good. That's all I can really say about it.
I'll say it's just not much to say except wow.
This is the first year in a long time where I felt like the Coke 600 was by far better than the Indy 500, and the Indy 500 was pretty good. But the Coke 600 NASCAR won the weekend, I believe.
And I think we can sum it all up by a quote that was said by some, I don't know who, but it was the drunkest Coca-Cola 600 ever, and we all loved it. So it was pretty good. I will not lie. It was bizarre at times, and the fact that when Chris Buescher flipped, I had no reaction. I just stared at the TV and thought, this isn't Daytona or Talladega. This is happening at 1.5 miles. Like we've seen the near flips at 1.5 miles even just last week with Ross Chastain, but I'm sitting there watching him barrel roll going, this is happening. That was basically my reaction. And Caleb's like, he looks at me and he goes, I about said earlier in the race, I bet there's a flip. And I didn't, because I thought that wouldn't happen. I was just being dumb. I was like halfway through the race and I want to say just be dumb. I was like, I'm not going to say it. And it's obviously not going to happen, right? But anyway,
great race. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you...
All right, next week we're going to be actually at Gateway.
Oh, yes.
So me and my wife are going to be at the truck race, and then me, my wife, Austin, his wife, and our mom are all going to the Cup race together. So it's gonna be a really good weekend. So we're gonna have maybe a different background for shifting gears, background of the Gateway track or something.
Yeah,
That'd be really
maybe.
cool. Expect shifting gears maybe a little different there, but also a vlog from maybe both sides, or maybe just of us from the truck race and then another one of just of all of us at the Cup race. We don't know exactly, but we're gonna be filming and we'll get some video there.
Gotta go
as well. So.
My daughter's got a ballet recital on Saturday night, so I have to miss the truck race. But hey, this would be Caleb's first Cup race.
It is, yeah. I've been to a couple truck and Xfinity races, but never a Cup race, and I'm very, very excited. I'm excited because during the truck race before, I get to see the Cup qualify.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see that, so it's gonna be awesome. So.
It's going to be awesome. Like I said, next week's going to be a lot different because we've got vlogs. I have no idea how I'm going to edit it. I don't know if we're going to have two separate vlogs. They're going to edit it to where we put them together. I have no idea.
Just be on the lookout. It'll be good.
But it'll be great. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe, click the bell, leave a comment, tell us what we can do better. We're still a new, growing channel.
Yep.
Give us your feedback. We like criticism. It makes us better.
Yep.
So other than that, we will see you next week.
See you next week. Good timing, bruh. Okay.